if you take it at face value, Ibrahim and I should be on the opposite side. We should be competing in order to attract investment, because he's the head of the authority to invest, to attract investment in Saudi Arabia. He just told us of the laws that were applied in this country in terms of facilities, both legal and structural facilities that are given to investors in this country. And I'm here to just say the opposite, to say the same. Please come to Italy. We've created a special task force within the ministry. We've passed a series of laws that make investment in Italy easier, a one-stop shop where we can help overcome the problems that we have, our problems that are similar all over the world. There are bureaucracy, there are trying to find your way through the administration in order to make sure that your investment takes place. But, in fact, we are not on the opposite sides, but rather we are on the same front. What do we want? It is clear that we have created a strategic partnership. Two words, strategic means looking forward. Vision, it means we're working together for a better future, wider and larger. We want to work in order to invest in both countries and to be present throughout the world together. And partnership. Partnership is something more than friendship. This is a country that understands the value of human relationship, that understands that when you shake a man's hand, when you give your word is more worth sometimes than the law itself. It's your honor and value that comes before that. And in order to make that possible, you have to make sure that our relations become much more thicker, so to speak, and that's what it's all about. It is fortunate that Vespucci now, in its tour, world tour, ends the international part of the tour exactly here in Jeddah. It's a symbolic reason, but it's also a practical reason. To complete my part as minister that should attract investment in our country, I would like to say, A, we do have created special facilities for investors. B, we are a country like Saudi Arabia at the center of the Mediterranean, and so the logistics part of it are fundamental. We consider ourselves as gateway both to Europe, 500 million customers, and to Africa. So does Saudi Arabia as a gateway to the much wider world and the same area at the same time. Thirdly, we're the second largest manufacturing country in Europe. We have a widespread network of small and medium-sized companies. We are the second largest manufacturing country, but we're not the second largest energy producing country. And there you see where we both work together. And Saudi Arabia, the second largest, first largest energy producing country in the world, but it's not the second largest or first largest manufacturing country. So we want to have a little bit of both, and that's why our complementarity is so clear. And we both look at the future. We know that fossil fuels are a transition. The transition will not be as fast as many people thought, but certainly it's taking place. And if you want to give a better future and pass on to the future generation a better world, we have to make our transition toward a greener and different kind of energy. And Saudi Arabia wants to be, as it was the first in the fossil fuels, wants to be the pioneer in the new energies of the future. So that gives you clearly the picture of how our two countries can cooperate and need to cooperate together. Fourthly, in a world that's becoming much more dynamic, the relationship becomes much more important. The bilateral relationship are to be strengthened, and that's what we saw during the visit of our Prime Minister to Alula. We were hosted with great respect, with panoply of all the ministers that came and told us. So I hope that out of this panel, I hope and I'm sure that out of this panel, further steps will come, because lots of potentialities are there. Potentialities have to be made into concrete realities. So we have to rise up to the challenge. We were called to rise up to the challenge as politicians to make sure that our entrepreneurs and our companies will be able to establish and create successful and fruitful cooperation. Thank you very much. Stop talking, let's go to work. Thank you very much.